Hermanos, estamos de vuelta aquí con nuestra aventura en el hotel con lo de Reachel. Créame, hermanos, he pasado por mucho para volver a estar aquí. El juego se me glitchó, se me bugueó y ahora sí que, lo soy sincero, yo lo jugué 2 veces. Todo lo que hemos subido al canal, todo lo que hemos jugado en Twitch, yo lo jugué 2 veces. Pero bueno, no importa. Lo importante es que ya estamos aquí. Y si se acuerdan que anduvimos buscando en la sala principal, en la recepción, una habitación que no encontramos, pues ya la encontré fuera de grabaciones. Pero dije, no, vamos a hacer esto bien. Vamos primero a seguir con esto. Pero no sin antes, ahora sí que... A ver si se puede hacer esto bien. Se supone que aquí me lanza la... Ajá. Sí, como les decía... Ah, mira, ya está. Ok, muy bien. Sí. Vamos a hacer esto bien y vamos a seguirle. Recordemos que esta bata se enojó con nosotros.
Irving,
Bueno, nosotros con
finally.
él.
I'm okay.
I was dying on this chair.
Me
You're
asusté.
right. That room freaked me out. So, I looked around the entire hotel, and if there's still a chance of getting to the bottom of this story, then it's gotta be behind the locked door on the last floor, in the attic.
That wing has been condemned for years.
I know, I'll be careful.
Okay.
There are too many things that I took for granted. It's as if someone was putting pieces of my past in front of me to show them to me under another light.
Who are you talking about, Nikki?
Maybe it's my father. In my music box, I found the medal I won the night Rachel died. Dad could have put it there, and if he did, there must be a reason.
It all sounds insane.
The night Rachel died. Maybe I have to start from there. I played in that really long hockey game. But what was going on in the meantime? You remember that night, Irving?
I think I was at church with my family.
Church. That night we had a mass for the poor here. We held one every year. As usual, Mom volunteered to take me to the game, but she was so busy with the soup kitchen that I was afraid she was going to be late. I remember while she ran around, she said she ordered me to close the mezzanine.
You mean the intermediate floor above the reception? What's in there?
A storeroom.
Have you been up there?
No, I'd forgotten all about it. I'd better take a look before moving on.
Bueno, ahora sí, como les decía. Si leyeron lo que estaban diciendo, hay un almacén entre la recepción y el primer piso. Simón. El cual no encontramos la última vez, que estuvimos ahí como 10 minutos dando vueltas. Vamos ahí. Y como les decía, sí, la verdad es que sí tuve que jugar ya 2 veces desde el principio. 3 con la que jugamos y subimos. Con lo que ya ustedes vieron. Pero bueno, no importa. Con tal de terminar esto y... Otra vez ese pinche teléfono. Siempre que paso suena así como un tin tin. Tin tin tin. Pero bueno, de traerles el video y la historia completita. A ver si logramos desencadenar bien ya el misterio. Yo me acuerdo que ahí... ¿Se acuerda que había unas botas ahí? Y ahorita no están. A ver, vamos. Es que la cosa es aquí, miren. Es aquí. Ahí está una puerta secreta. Allí es el almacén. Y nosotros buscando abajo en la recepción. Está cabrón. Pero bueno. Aquí de repente se escuchan los susurros. Miren, botas misteriosas. Ni siquiera se ven. Y él me las muestra. Uy. Y aparecen de la nada. Pero bueno. Como se acuerdan ustedes, aquí estamos viendo que la rosa, que la chingada, que aquí, por allá. Y pues no, pues resulta que pues no era por aquí, ¿verdad? Ay, qué milagro que está todo cerrado. Pero bueno, vamos. Vamos a lo que te truje, chencha. Si es así, ¿no? ¿O cómo es? ¿Cómo se dice? ¿Cómo dices que dijiste? La hora de la verdad ha llegado. Vamos a ver qué, con qué nos topamos, ¿no? Vamos a ver. Hijo de su madre. 1, 2 maniquís, 3 maniquís, 5 maniquís, 6 al fondo. Ay, güey, son muchos. Y ese al fondo tiene como un palo. Ay, güey, son de a madre. Espérense, nada que se me mueven, ¿eh? Ay, güey, son un chingo. Estas son las vigas. No mames. ¡Ah! Está embarazada. ¡Ah! O sea, da a entender que estaba embarazada y que Leonard la mató a palazos de hockey. Hijo de su madre.
Irving?
No me contesta.
Hello? Can you hear me? I'm on the mezzanine, and it's a nightmare. There are mannequins everywhere. They're set up like in a scene. There's one with a hockey stick. Wait, what the fuck? That's my stick! If you're listening to me, whoever set up this representation, I think they want to tell me that Rachel was killed? But why my hockey stick? Hello? Hello? Oh God, why isn't he answering? Irving, I swear I'm not kidding. This is a huge deal. If you can hear me, it's time to make that phone call.
¿Ahora? Se escuchó alguien arriba, se escuchó alguien arriba. Agarra el pinche palo. Ay, tu pinche madre. No quiero salir. ¿Qué hago? ¿Qué hago? ¿Qué hago? ¿Qué hago? Agarra un pinche brazo para defenderte. ¿Estará todavía aquí alguien?
Where are you, Nicole?
It's about time. Did you hear my messages?
How many doors have you opened, Nicole? How many are still missing?
No manches.
What doors are you talking about?
Keep going.
Hello? Hello, Irving.
¿Será que Irving es el del asesino? Y siempre ha estado aquí. Espérate. Easy, Irving, ¿qué haces? ¿Qué se esconde en la puerta cerrada del segundo piso? Ah, chica, pero no he agarrado nada para... Me dijeron uno de ustedes, de hecho, la boluda me dijo, ese Irving no me da buena espina. Pero es que no tengo nada. ¿Y qué se me hace? Que este vato tiene mucho que ver ahorita ya. Y por eso quería que saliera de la habitación de allá. Ay, güey, no puedo salir. No me digas esto, me atoré. No, no es cierto. Ay, me lleva la que me trajo. Que no se trabe, por favor. Ah, pero el Andrew se quería regresar, ¿verdad? Tiene que ir al segundo pinche piso. ¿Te fijaste cómo te habló con ese tono de que qué chingo estás haciendo? No quiero volverlo a empezar, por favor. Ay, aquí está. Bueno, ya vamos. En lo que
Irving.
hablan y todo,
Finally.
vamos hasta abajo.
I'm okay.
I was dying on this chair.
You're right. That room freaked me out. So, I looked around the entire hotel, and if there's still a chance of getting to the bottom of the story, then it's gotta be behind the locked door on the last floor, in the attic.
That wing has been condemned for years.
I know, I'll be careful.
Okay.
There are too many things that I took for granted. It's as if someone was putting pieces of my past in front of me to show them to me under another light.
Who are you talking about, Nikki?
Maybe it's my father. In my music box, I found the medal I won the night Rachel died. Dad could have put it there, and if he did, there must be a reason.
It all sounds insane.
The night Rachel died. Maybe I have to start from there. I played in that really long hockey game. But what was going on in the meantime? You remember that night, Irving?
I think I was at church with my family.
Church. That night we had a mass for the poor here. We held one every year. As usual, Mom volunteered to take me to the game, but she was so busy with the soup kitchen that I was afraid she was going to be late. I remember while she ran around, she said she ordered me to close the mezzanine.
You mean the intermediate floor above the reception? What's in there?
A storeroom.
Have you been up there?
No, I'd forgotten all about it. I'd better take a look before moving on.
Bueno, hermanos, pensándolo así bien, o sea, ¿creen que Irving sea un compinche de Leonard? No sé.
Irving?
Coméntenme qué es lo que creen que sea. No me
Hello?
contesta.
Can you hear me? I'm on the mezzanine, and it's a nightmare. There are mannequins everywhere. They're set up like in a scene. There's one with a hockey stick. Wait, what the fuck? It's my stick! If you're listening to me, whoever set up this representation, I think they want to tell me that Rachel was killed? But why my hockey stick? Hello? Hello?
Sí, miren, ahí dice
Why isn't he
Nicole.
answering?
Dice Nicole.
Irving, I swear I'm not kidding. This
23
is a
de
huge deal.
diciembre
If you
del
can hear me,
83.
it's time to make that phone call.
Y se escucha como si alguien hubiese corrido. O sea, ¿creen que Irving esté aquí adentro también, compadre? Espérame, ya no te vuelves a meter. Ya que salga, ya no te vuelves a meter.
Where are you, Nicole?
It's about time. Did you hear my messages?
How many doors have you opened, Nicole? How many are still missing?
What? Are you drunk?
Keep going.
Hello? Hello, Irving.
No manches, alguien sonó la campana abajo. Ahí están las botas ya. No estoy loco. Yo escuché la mendiga campanilla esa que timbró. Botas misteriosas. Bueno, y luego aquí me dice, Irving, ¿qué haces? ¿Qué se esconde tras la puerta cerrada del segundo piso? Bueno, ya estará abierta. Mira, mira, mira. Ahorita estaban cerradas estas puertas y ya están abiertas otra vez. Ciérrense. Bueno, y ahora le damos más vueltas a este asunto, vamos. ¿Y por qué me preguntó que dónde estoy? Tengo la piel chinita. Espérense. Y ahora no sé si quiero ir rápido. Mira, está abierta ahí también. Otra vez sonar el bendigo. Pinche Irving pedorro. Sí escucharon los pasos, ¿verdad? Pinche vato. Agarra algo para defenderte, Nicole. Chingao. Así déjala abierta por si hay que salir corriendo. En construcción. ¿Has estado viviendo aquí? ¿En este lado del hotel? Sí. Hay alguien tirado ahí, hermano. Hay alguien tirado ahí. No, son almohadas. Este cabrón está hablando desde aquí conmigo. Pruebas. Transmisiones. Hijo de la radio
Hello?
I imagine you found my room.
What? What does all this mean?
That's a question I've asked myself many times. What does all this mean, Irving? How far do you want to push yourself? How much can you take?
What?
Every memory. Painstakingly gathered, every reconstructed piece, every little element retrieved from the dark. A photo, a hairband, a lipstick. It means remembering, Rachel. That's what all this means. I didn't choose this path. I had to do it.
What did you do, Irving?
These walls oozed with memories. The memories get into the walls. Under the floorboards, they creep into the crawl spaces.
You're not with FEMA. You... Jenkins... You never talked to him. Your boss, the phone call, all those weird events. You were behind all of them.
Someone had to bring the last piece of the memory puzzle here. The most important one. You.
Me? I...
Your father wanted to keep you out of it. I convinced him that only you could resolve the equation, as he called it.
I don't understand.
How could you? Over the last few days, you got a little taste of what it means to dig around in the past. Hunting for memories that scratch away behind every wall in the night. We did it for years. Day after day after day.
All lies.
I have nothing against lies. I grew up around lies. But now it's time for the truth to come out. Finally.
Where are you now?
I want to tell you a story. There was an invisible boy. Like everyone, he just wanted to run on the grass, ride a bike, swim in the lake in summer. But his father had other plans for his soul. In his dark world made of silence and prayer, there shone only one star. His wonderful sister. A heavenly creature that spent hours telling him fairy tales in secret. She who told him what a free and strong man he would become one day.
Rachel?
She was like that. Free and strong.
Es el hermano de Reachel.
At the time, I didn't
Es el niño que
understand
vimos en
her
los dibujos.
dyslexia, or what retard meant. That's what they called her at school. But I could hear her cry at night. I wanted to protect her, but I couldn't. One day, that beautiful, luminous creature met someone. A human being that saw her for real.
My dad.
Yes. And I was the invisible witness of what happened. A love. Simply a love. Nothing more, nothing less. But that love was too much, and it would be punished. Who paid for this love, Nicole?
Rachel. Rachel was your sister. Now I remember you.
You were too caught up with your hatred for Rachel to notice the innocent little kid that sometimes tagged along.
I didn't hate your sister. I was just jealous.
Doesn't matter. Those days are over.
How could I have forgotten you?
I was raised to be forgotten.
What do you want from me?
The day my sister paid with her life for her love, we all died. We make up the history of Timberline.
It was a tragedy. But you...
We all got frozen there, in that very moment. In that confined horizon of events. As you'll understand. As you've already begun to understand.
For the first time in years, I depended on someone. And this is the result.
You have to keep going to get to where I wasn't able to go. You will be the new witness. You owe it to us. And you owe it to her.
Me lleva la que me pinches trajo. Clinic Christmas. O sea, este vato me estuvo dando... Me estuvo diciendo qué hacer y por dónde ir para que llegara el... Mira, todo el tiempo que has estado aquí, hijo de tu... ¿Me has estado viendo o qué? Ahí está la fotografía del maniquí. Esta la verdad no le hallo forma. Quiere que yo vea, que descubra algo que él no se atrevió. Este es el baño. estaba tomando fotos. Mira, este es mi carro, el Dodge. El bochito, el almacén de comida. El cuarto. El tótem que está abajo. Y aquí también es mi carro. Pero el baño da hasta allá. Tengo que investigar el ático antes de que me investigue a mí. Seguro que se devela la verdad. Bueno. Todo esto chingo de nieve por todos lados, Y eso que estoy arriba, mira dónde está la nieve, a menos que sea un techito, ¿no? Bueno. No quiero ir tan rápido porque igual no sé si este güey esté aquí. Privado. ¡Hijo de su madre! Ya habíamos venido aquí al ático, ¿no, hermanos? ¡Ey! ¿Quién cerró puerta dónde qué? Se escuchó que se cerró una puerta. Aquí había estado el vato. Aquí dormía el hijo de su... ¿Qué dice? ¿Pensamientos de Leonard? ¿Rachel? No, estar escondido allá atrás, cabrón. ¿Son dibujos de Reachel? Llave. ¿Qué dice? ¿Claire? Destino. ¿Sabes tu destino? De Claudia Kinda, de Los Amantes. Máquina de escribir. Bueno. Es que no quiero que de repente se me vaya a aparecer el güey. Abajo hay otro dibujo. Es como el que estaba ya de aquel lado, ¿verdad? ¿Qué dice? Rachel, Leonardi, checkmate. Rachel, Leonard, jaque mate. ¿Por qué no puedo agarrar la llave? Proyector. Ay, güey.
A few years have passed since I last used this old tape recorder. I think you were in elementary school. I imagine a testament should start in a poised manner. My dear Nicole, my favorite daughter, etc., etc. Poised, weighty, serious, irrevocable. I prefer asking you how you are. How are you, Nikki? You're probably tired. I can imagine. At this point of your journey, the marks and voices of this old hotel will have already whispered all their secrets. You've always been good at solving puzzles. In this, you surely resemble more your mother than me. Irving has always been convinced that you, only you, could surmount the fear and suffering that exuded from these hallways. We tried. We waited. We were terrified. We studied, we listened. We listened to her. But all the love in the world wasn't enough to decipher those muted vowels, those wide open eyes, those tears of light. In your time and space, in the here and now, I will no longer be with you. But it doesn't matter. Trust me, it doesn't. I have a new theory, Nikki. Love is and remains. It is in the wood you stand on, in the walls that keep up this hotel,
Who are you
in
talking
the air
about?
we breathe. And sometimes it hates. It hates those who didn't allow it, those who cast it aside with indifference, and those who can't recognize it. Stars still emanate their light, even after collapsing, right? There is a lot of light here. There's light in death. I want to free myself of all this darkness. I can no longer see the stars. I'm tired of surviving in this limbo. So, how are you, Nikki? I'm good. I will be good. Figure out what Rachel is saying, Nikki. She's here.
¡Ay, cabrón! Se escucharon los pasos bien cerquitas, hermano. Se escucharon los pasos bien cerquitas. Asesina. ¿Yo como chingón lo maté? ¿Esos pasos de tacones? Claire. Dentro del coche de Claire. ¿El bocho? El bocho. Está bien pinches lejos el bocho. ¿Y aquí que llega hasta allá? ¿No puedo brincarme por ahí? No, no puedo. No se va a aparecer ese buey. No está aquí. Uy, ni qué era esa de acá. ¿Aquí dormía el vato también o qué? Estaba mejor arriba, ¿no? No sé, créanme, es risa de nervios. Espérense. Hijo de su pin. Esa puerta nunca estaba abierta y ahorita qué casualidad que se abrió.
Hello.
Leonard was a very special man. His soul was big enough to love both you and Rachel.
I knew my father's soul better than anyone.
You were just a jealous kid.
Don't you dare try to make me feel guilty. You don't...
I just want you to get to the truth.
So why didn't you tell me about the truth?
Tell who? The Nicole who thought eating beans was the worst tragedy and couldn't wait to finish this business and run away, forgetting everything all over again?
You don't know anything about what my mother and I went through.
But you're different to when you got here. Now you can discover the truth, a truth that otherwise would have destroyed you. I didn't lie to you. I protected you.
Listen, I'm sorry about Rachel. I hated her, and I hated my father, but I never wanted it to end like that. I understand your pain, maybe better than anyone.
betrayal, shame, death. My family was destroyed, just like yours. How much longer does this pain have to last?
It'll be over soon.
What else is there to know?
You want the truth. Well, I can't give it to you. I've already given you everything I could. Now you have to tie the pieces together.
What does that mean?
Your father always said we are the sum of the people we take with us, and you abandoned these people. Here, in this place.
Enough riddles, Irving. I'm tired.
Me, too. You're the only one who can give a finale to this story. It's time you open the last door.
No manches. Estoy pensando... No creo. ¿No voy a estar Reachel en el carro? No sería... Ah, chinga. Yo no la abrí, hermano. Yo no la abrí. Se los juro que se abrió sola. Se los juro que se abrió sola. No, pero aquí para qué. Se los juro que se abrió sola, se los juro. Nomás, hagan de cuenta, nomás me volteé así tantito y se abrió sola. No manches que no, que es... No manches. No manches. ¿Pero qué? ¿Qué fue? ¿Saqué una sábana o qué? ¿Se abrió aquella o qué? ¿Qué hay en esta manta? Lávala. Bueno, voy a cerrar esta madre porque... ¡Ciérrale! ¿Qué la cierras? Locker room. Lavarla. ¿Por qué era lavarla? Solamente era una sábana. Y lleva la que me trajo. Lávala. ¿Dónde chingados? Pues aquí la lavo, ¿no? Aquí. Ay, ahí está esa cosa.
Oh, God. How could I have forgotten? I saw everything. I was there. All the pieces were in front of my eyes.
A kid's eyes.
It was the same night as the hockey game in Missoula. Reverend Foster was so busy with the preparations of the meals for the giving to the poor at the Timberline Church. And my mother, Claire, said that we would get back from the game in time for the distribution. She convinced my father to help the Reverend, and he'd come with his whole family. You and Rachel.
Yeah. I remember it like it was yesterday.
I couldn't find my stick. I panicked and I went down to the garage. Claire was there, red in the face. Her look.
Her look?
It was just a fleeting feeling. That's why I erased it from my memory. I had to erase it, understand?
What was in her look?
It just wasn't her. It was like a frightful creature. A disturbed, dangerous animal. I've never seen her like that before or after. Not even on her deathbed. And then she put her hands on her hips, exhausted. She smiled. And there she was again, my mom. I thought it must have just been the impression of a moment. I had the finals against Cold Springs High awaiting me. I climbed in the car, throwing my bag into the back seat. My hockey stick was there. Claire said she'd cleaned it. She'd cleaned it.
Go on.
No, I don't.
Go on!
We got there on time and I played. Best game of my life. And the last. Claire was on the bleachers encouraging me and cheering. And then I lost sight of her. For 2 whole periods, I think. And later, when I asked, she said she'd moved because Marty O'Donegal's father was getting on her nerves. But it wasn't true.
Just enough time to go back to the car.
Don't say it. Irving, don't say it. Don't say a thing. I don't... I traveled all the way with Rachel's body and the baby she carried inside of her in the trunk, rolled in the blanket. God, oh my God. She killed Rachel.
Thank you, Nikki.
You've had your revenge. I hope all this gives you the peace you were looking for.
I wanted you to help me uncover the truth.
You're saying you didn't know that Claire...
I was only a kid. Plus, she never wanted me to get to the bottom of it.
Rachel is here?
You know, I think she's still protecting me. But I'm grown up now. Now, we can all be reunited at last.
What? Wait, where are you going? Listen, we can work things out. What happened is terrible, but all the main players in this story are dead. Get it? Dead. We are still alive. We're alive. Me, you, we didn't do anything.
That's exactly what we did wrong, Nicole. We didn't do anything.
Pues eran unos niños, ¿cómo?
It's beautiful here. Rachel told me about it so many times, but I never thought it was so beautiful.
What? Irving, where are you?
It's white as far as the eye can see, beyond the mountains.
You left the hotel? But it's too cold. You'll die out there. Irving, please.
I've lived in the dark for years. You freed me. And now I can finally rest in the light. I can... and go back to her.
Don't go. You can't. Don't leave me, too. We have our drink.
It's not a goodbye, my tough, pragmatic, stubborn Nikki. We'll meet again. Another time. Beyond this horizon of events. Everything is...
¿Pero dónde? ¿Por el estacionamiento o por delante?
I don't want to stay alone here. Everything seems to be becoming dark. I'm scared. Who's there? Rachel? Is that you?
¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó?
Yes?
Nicole, it's me, Jenkins, the attorney. Finally, I can get through. You don't know how many times I've tried. I can't hear you. The connection's bad. How are you? I was really worried about the storm.
I'm good.
Great. I'm glad. You're sure you...
Listen, I don't want to sell the hotel anymore.
What? Damned interference. I didn't catch you. What'd you say?
I don't want to sell the hotel anymore. You've been really nice. Your job is done. Thanks.
Oh, well, I see. Well, you're the owner, and you got every right to decide. But maybe we should talk about it in person. I want to understand. This kind of decision...
I'm back home, and I have to stay here. Forever. You know, Mom, I was thinking about going to the lake. Remember where we went with Uncle John last year? Daddy and I started talking about the stars. You can't see them during the day, but they're always there. You feel like it? I would so like it. And we can have dinner at Doc Smith's diner on the bank. Rachel and Irving could come with us? What do you think? It would be so nice to be all together. Mom, Dad, it would be so nice. Wait, I did all that you asked me. Stop it, please. Anger shouldn't rule our life. You said that. I'm scared.
No manches.
It's getting dark. I can't see the light.
Apágalo. Todos juntos de nuevo.
I'll stay here with you, Daddy. Mom, we'll bring back the Timberline to its fortune together. We will be happy again, all together. Yes. Like a whole family. No more anger.
Hermanos, entonces a final de cuentas, Reachel no se suicidó. La mató Claire, la mamá de Nicole. Y a Irving siempre estuvo en el hotel con nosotros. Holy fucking moly. Ahora sí que... Pues ¿qué les digo? ¿Qué les digo? Si ustedes han presenciado esa historia junto conmigo. ¡Demonios! Igual quiero que me dejan aquí abajo sus comentarios. ¿Qué les pareció? Si les gustó, a mí me gustó mucho. Todo el tiempo estuve con la piel chinita. Y más en esta última video que Irving se destapó, ¿verdad? Pero... wow. Pero en fin, hermanos. Espero que lo hayan disfrutado tanto como yo. Y pues nos vemos en la siguiente... En la siguiente historia. Que hay bastantes que contar todavía. Nos vemos el martes. Espero que tengan un excelente fin de semana. Un resto fin de semana. Y nos vemos hasta la próxima. Adiós. Gracias por estar aquí. La persona que estuvo. Que nunca me escribió, pero gracias. De igual manera, espero que también te lo pases por YouTube. Nos vemos hasta la próxima. Con un video nuevo o una historia nueva. Diferente. Adiós.